conversation with some of these challenging questions.
For sure. We have a good one here on limits.
Limit. Why don't I ask you the question? How should Christians draw a line on what to watch and how much is okay to drink as far as alcohol?
We should always be in a clear mind, in a mind that allows us to not act foolish. I think there's plenty of writings on that in the book of Proverbs. Just in the fact that if you are having a hard time in drinking, per se, that you can't control how or when to stop, and you just can't control your bodily functions and your speech and your actions and anything like that you probably went too far. And so if you have an issue with being able to hold that standard, it's kind of, removing yourself from the sin is my opinion, and my opinion is that because that is my prerogative. I cannot stop, I cannot control myself, and so
that's your standard.
My standard is no alcohol, but that doesn't mean that's the standard for everyone. I don't believe. I believe it. I mean, Jesus and the disciples, they drink wine, they have a party, he turns the water into wine. It definitely does not say you cannot drink. It does say you should not get drunk. And there's shame behind that and everything, even with Noah. And there's just a lot of different instances where there becomes shame by drinking too much. And so I think everyone's boundary is going to be different, and if you have questions on where that is, I would suggest you talk with someone that sees you when you are drinking to know what your limit may be.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because when people drink, they don't think about themselves because they always believe they're in control. We kind of skipped over the what to watch. I think that is a really, really interesting question, because it's not that we can't watch certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly there are things that we shouldn't be watching because they're not good for us. The whole idea here is not tell me what to watch, tell me how much to drink, tell me what to eat. The question is what is edifying to you as a follower of Jesus, and what is the Holy Spirit communicating to you on the things that you're consuming? Because really it's a consumption question. Is it good for me to consume this TV show or this movie or this video game or this product? Is it good for me to consume all of this social media? And we want to push the hot button topics like alcohol, but a lot of ways, is it good for me to consume the calories that I am? When it comes to alcohol, it's so much about a numbing out, and I want to have a couple drinks so that I feel better, or I want to get over what I'm experiencing, and whether it's alcohol or food or entertainment.
I found out it can even be exercise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should not exercise, but if you're using that to numb out, I would say
CrossFit Grow. You want to ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to God and what I'm doing? And I don't think there really is a standard on, physiologically, there certainly isn't even a standard on how much to drink, because, if you're a 115-pound female, your level of consumption is going to be less than if you're a 250-pound male. just from a physiological standpoint. So, you ask yourself, Paul says, just because it's permissible does not mean that it's beneficial.
Sure.
And if something's beneficial. And the other interesting thing is if you want to know how committed you are to something, take it away. If you want to know if you have a problem with drinking, stop. Say, I'm going to take a week, I'm going to take 2 weeks, I'm going to take a month and not have a single drink. Not because I have to, but because I want to, as a spiritual practice, and then see how that goes for you. And you'll see pretty quick how much you're committed to it, and how much it's affecting your life. How do you make decisions for your kids on what they can and cannot watch?
What do I think is building their spirit, and what is, we have a term in our house that we use as to what is health food or junk food for your body in terms of watching something.
Sure.
So we do have some junk food, some, whether it be games or TV shows that really I don't foresee adding value, and those are kind of like treats. So that we allow at certain times, where we also have the health food, where it's the games that may be educational, or the shows that may have a good moral story behind it that our children can learn from. And clearly we would advise those ahead of the junk food, and even require those before junk food a lot of times. But a lot of stuff that we let our kids watch, we pre-watch, or we use media sites like commonsense.com. Or other sites that have all the information on there of, what's in there.
Yep, content-wise.
So, and it's just a standard we put on our family that we believe is biblical, or lines up with a healthy lifestyle as to how we see it.
Yeah, I think that, people want to paint you into a corner by saying what is okay to drink, or what is okay to eat, or what is okay to watch. And it becomes different for everyone to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just asking yourself, is this growing in my relationship with the Lord? And talking to your friends about, what do you think about this show? #GOAT. Nikki and I started watching Mr. Robot, and after a while we're just like, this is not good. This is not beneficial for us. And if you could watch Mr. Robot, if you've watched it, if you've enjoyed it, and you're like, well, tough luck, it's fine for me, okay, that's between you and the Holy Spirit. But it's not to say we shouldn't be consuming. We should be conscious consumers. There's a great book called Eyes Wide Open, and it's about consuming movies and cultural artifacts like movies, TV shows, that sort of thing. And he just says, you want to not just blindly consume, you want to open your eyes to what you're watching.
Very good question, especially in today's world and hot topics. In states where marijuana is legal, is it a sin to partake? And if it is a sin, then why is it okay to consume alcohol?
So as we traveled on sabbatical, we're in all these states where it was legal to partake, and we kind of talked to our kids about that. Like, you could just walk in there. Mom and I could walk in there and buy some edible marijuana or a joint or whatever, and people are using, and it became a great topic of conversation for us, and certainly something I've thought about a lot, because it used to be, well, why is alcohol okay and marijuana is not? And the easy answer was like, well, because it's not legal. if you're not 21, it's not legal for you to drink alcohol, and you should obey the law. So it's not good for you to drink when you're 20. Likewise, it'd be like, well, it's illegal to smoke marijuana. Now it's legal in some places, and you have to ask yourself again, why am I using this product?
Sure.
Am I using this product in essence to numb out what's going on in my life? Or am I using this product for what? Is this product something that is going to help me grow in my relationship with the Lord? Or is this something I'm doing to avoid an issue that I have in my life? Because if our response is it's okay because it's legal, that's a really poor standard. There are a lot of things that are legal in certain states, in certain areas. Prostitution, pornography, all of these things that don't make them okay. So just because marijuana is legal doesn't mean that it's something that you should be using on a recreational basis as a follower of Christ. You say, well, it doesn't say I can't in the Bible. True, it doesn't mention marijuana. And why is marijuana okay and alcohol is not? Or why is marijuana not okay and alcohol is? And when we look at the physiological, biological response to alcohol versus marijuana over a long-term study, marijuana has some effects that I don't think you as a follower of Christ want to engage with.
Sure.
And so you say, okay, well then now you're telling me that it's okay on a smaller scale. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm saying that if you're a follower of Christ, you should be seeking His Word and seeking out the Holy Spirit and helping you make those decisions. Dietrich Bonhoeffer in his book on ethics says, not what is right or what is wrong, but what is the will of God in my life. And again, using the community of faith that you are a part of to say, what do you guys think about this?
Sure.
So legality does not mean acceptable
Sure.
for a follower of Christ.
To try to tie in our last video on being a good neighbor and this one together a little bit, as a neighbor of another follower, and I see my neighbor partaking in something, whether it be TV, movies, alcohol or marijuana or anything that I think is affecting their relationship with Jesus. As a good neighbor, should I say something?
I think that's a much more challenging question within the neighbor category, because I think there's neighbors, and then there's almost housemates. When you're in a close-knit relationship with somebody, whether it be a small group or a community of faith friend group, you can speak about these things a lot clearer and a lot more directly than your random neighbor.
Sure.
So I think we should wrap this up. This is maybe one of the longest videos yet, but it was certainly it's a hard topic.
It is.
How is this growing my relationship with the Lord, and what is the will of God for my life in regards to this activity? Those are I think more of the guiding principles. So.
Good. Well, again, if you have more questions on this topic or other topics, or have your own question inside, please message us on Facebook or go to our link here, or add a comment below, right down there. And we'll get to it as fast as we can, and we'll hopefully get these videos
Crank them out.
pumping.
Feel free to share these videos, like them. Don't like them, comment on them. Don't comment, comment.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like, we'd like to hear some feedback.
So we thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.